If recently you have found yourself getting more negative and you have found many proof that your reality is not that bad, this video is for you. And I want to congratulate you on this because the first step to solve any problem is to recognize that you really have it. As somebody who have been through the same problem before, I want you to know that you are not paranoid or you're a bad person for feeling negative sometimes. It's just maybe you are an empath that has been through so much and you start to look at life in the lens of fear. And that's why in this video I can help you to get out of it. I used to be very positive when I was in my 20s. I feel like everybody around me really loves me. I always think that the world is going to be better. But recently, when I start to enter my late 20s, I feel like everything is getting worse. Sometimes I lose sleep at night thinking about the worst scenario. I also feel like I'm always on edge with everybody around me, even with my parents, my loved ones, my best friends. I also notice the patterns where sometimes I really in tune with my reality and feel grateful for it, but all the time I fall back to those ruminating thoughts that everybody is hating me, my life is not so good, people is looking down on me because I'm not that competent or that good. That's when I start to realize that I was being negative. And I was thinking that all those negative thoughts was my intuition, but it was not. So today in this video, I will give you a hint about the difference between intuition and negativity and some actions that you can do to get yourself out of this negative cycle and think more positively in the future. So stick with me. First, let's start with how to know when it's intuition or is it negativity. These are 4 things you need to do when you start to feel bad about some situation or something. First, you need to check the emotional flavor. When it's really intuition, it feels really calm and neutral, even if it's warning you. It's like some kind of quiet knowing without any drama. It even feels so calm sometimes that you may even ignore it. On the other side, negativity or fear is very emotionally charged. It makes you feel anxious, fearful, or even angry. It amplifies the worst case scenarios and keep you ruminating on the problems. It doesn't give you any solutions and it drains your energy. Second, you need to ask yourself, it is rooted in fact or in fear. When it's intuition, it aligns with some patterns or subtle cues that you notice. For example, you can see somebody's actions doesn't match their words with all the context, the evidence around it. When it's negativity, most of the time it's fear-based and it's very irrational. For example, when somebody replies to your message a little bit slow, you will think like, oh, they definitely don't like me without any evidence. Maybe that person is busy and have a lot of stuff to deal with, but from your side, you interpret it as the worst case scenario. Next, you need to check the outcomes of your emotion. Usually, when it's intuition, it leads you toward growth and protection. When you follow your intuition and set boundaries, things got much better and you are not stuck in the same emotion for too long. But when it's negativity, you will always be stuck in this unsure energy and you always feel distressed, scared, and you're stuck in a victim mindset. You start to feel like everything around your reality is working against you. And the last thing is to check its consistency. Intuition often stays the same over time even if you try to rationalize it away. Why negativity always go with your moods some distraction, some interactions. For example, one day you feel your friend is so cute, so nice, but the other day when she's a little bit grumpy, you feel like she's hating you. It's not true. And now, what are the things that we can do to actually get out of negativity cycle and feel more positive in the future? First, it's time to learn to be alone but not lonely. When we are self-sufficient in terms of our own emotional needs, our finance, or putting a roof on our head, we will have the tendency to be less rely on other people to meet those needs. And as a result, you will feel less disappointed because you don't expect much from somebody. Also, that when you try to spread your energy out there to keep looking for validation, it will only make you feel worse about yourself when you cannot receive those validation without learning about your own strength and enjoy your own company. Instead of spending on this time to focus on the fact that maybe your loved one don't give you enough attention, maybe your colleagues don't recognize your contribution, or some stranger doesn't treat you as much privileged as you are, and spend on this time to focus on positivity and feeling grateful for ourselves, for keep choosing love and kindness every time, even though there's many things already happen. And if you are more capable, you can start to plant positive seeds around your environment by giving people positive news, stop complaining, and telling people how grateful you are for them in your life. Just me, if you keep doing this, it will become a cycle and everybody around you will also give you a lot of positivity back. We create our own environment. We are not a byproduct of it. Second, move your body. When you have been through a lot of negativity, both from other people and from your own thinking and emotions, your body is the first one to take the toll for this. You will have a lot of unprocessed traumas and emotions that were stored in your muscle fibers. So something simple like a stretch or a grounding walk in the park or going to the gym can actually help you tackle those fibers and have your brain release chemicals like oxytocin, endorphins, or dopamine to help bring these emotions out of your body. Not just that, when you exercise, you are more present and focused on breathing. On the other side, when you convince yourself to do one more reps or hit some goals, you will feel this kind of achievements and breakthroughs, and you feel better about yourself, you feel more confident. As a result, negativity doesn't have a space to exist in this energy. Healing adulthood traumas. Everybody is talking about healing the deep inner child or some childhood traumas that you have been through. But how about those traumas that happen along the way when you grow up as a young adult, when we try to be independent from our own family protection? For example, along the way, you may get scammed somewhere on the money that you spend a lot of effort to make. You may get betrayed by the first partner in your life, or in some worst case scenario, you have been assaulted somewhere, maybe in your workplace or just walking along by yourself on the street. This situation happen a lot when we don't have anybody by our side to instruct us or protect us. And as a result, we adults are very addicted to negativity because it feels so much safer and more comfortable when we think about the worst case scenario. But that's not true. The more you think about the negative side of any situation, your brain will keep searching for more clues in your reality and you will manifest the problem into your life. And you're stuck in this cycle of reaffirming your negative thoughts and truly believe that it's your life. It's time you need to find the real safety, and that safety lies within yourself. You need to know that you will get much better and much smarter as you age. Like, justify why it will get better with years. You need to look straight into those traumas, not with shame, but with acceptance that is part of the growing process. We need that experience to learn to be humbly human, to understand how other people feel in difficulty and when they are not in the best day. And it also helps us to avoid making reckless and risky decisions in the future. Stop putting all eggs in one basket. Stop expecting one person to meet all of your emotional needs. I learned this the hard way in my 20s. When I feel my partner is very supportive and protective, I thought that he needs to understand all my girly traumas or remember all my tea. Why these are the things that I can do with my girls. Or sometimes I meet a new friend, I start to trauma spilling, and I expect that they can understand every experiences that I've been through. Why these are the things that most of the time only me can understand myself. Guys, that's why we need a community. You need to find more people so that you don't put on the weight of your emotions on one person. I know that person is amazing and feels so good to be around, but they don't deserve to be an emotional trash bin so that you can dump all of your complaints and problems on them. Or they are not responsible to always remember every story, every topic about your life. Trust me, you can find communities everywhere. You can find online, in some workshops, networking events, in some schools, or even you can sign up for therapy. Those are the places where you can find somebody who meet you somewhere, who have some same hobbies and interests. Affirmations. I find reading affirmation is super useful sometimes. It's like a checklist to remind myself that I was spiraling in fear and negativity. And to make affirmations more powerful, you need to feel it deeply, not just pronouncing words. And with that, when I was writing some affirmations for myself about negativity, I learned a better way to make affirmations much stronger is to write it as a vow statement for myself. And I keep it in my phone every time I feel negative. I need to open it and read the vows again. I will put the link to the vow that I wrote in the description below. You can check if you need it, or you can write it yourself. I will say something in my vow like, I vow to stop telling myself something bad must be coming, not to ruin my laughter, my quiet afternoons, or the gratitude I feel for life right now, just because I'm afraid of the future that hasn't happened yet. Or somewhere along the way, I will say, I vow to no longer scare my own gentle heart with visions of abandonment and betrayal. These words are really powerful, and I keep visiting it every time I feel negative. And up until today, when I sit here and share about negativity with you, I do sometimes feel the negative patterns come back. But I have the tools, the affirmations to deal with it, and it no longer takes so much control over my life like before. I believe that we have seasons in our life where we are the main character, but all the time we are not in our golden time, and there's lessons that we need to learn and things we need to experience. Instead of feeling bitter at the world for giving you those kinds of experiences or criticizing yourself for making the wrong decisions, why don't we be a little bit more patient and wait for the next wave of change in our life? And when we are in this darkness, instead of punishing our own brain with a lot of negativity and worst case scenarios, we can try to focus more on our breath, our body, and then be grateful about everything that we are having right now at this moment around us before we head for the next goal or for the next achievements that we need to take to feel valuable. I hope what I share in this video resonates with you if you are going through some negativity. And if it's not, I hope you know that we have different experiences and journey. And I would love to know more about that from you. Don't feel shy to share with me in the comment section what you are going through right now, and let's see if we can spread some positivity to learn from each other. Thank you.